I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the YouTube Changing Lives project, but more, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about talking. If you've been watching my videos for any length of time, you might have noticed that I have a very slight lisp, and I've had it since childhood. Numerous years of speech therapy did a marvelous job of reducing it, but did not really eliminate it. This is one of the reasons that I'm not very confident in my ability to speak, and I never have been. It was very clear to me at an early age that the way that I spoke, even basic enunciation, was different from the people around me, and that at times my speech impediment made it difficult for other people to understand me. Now, this is a very slight speech impediment, and I was perhaps overly self-conscious about it. But to this day, again, it has me less than confident in my ability to speak to you and to be really understood. I've recently been absent from YouTube for about 2 weeks, and people have commented and asked with some concern, and I appreciate that. I had a respiratory infection that became an oral infection. And as a result of this, my tongue was very swollen and my lips were not very effective. I couldn't articulate very well, and it reached a point where I couldn't actually speak without great physical pain. This was a very interesting experience, and in retrospect, I'm glad I had it. We take for granted our ability to speak and for other people to understand us. And sometimes we have to lose something, even temporarily, to understand how precious it is. If I wanted to tell my wife that I loved her, I would have to reach over and tap her on the shoulder or get her attention and have her actually looking at me as I mouthed the words, because I could not speak even at a whisper. It was a terrible experience. It was a terrible experience. Communication is very important to me, even if I lack confidence in it. But throughout this experience, I knew next week I'll be better. Next week I'll be able to talk again. And sure enough, here I am, a week later, and talking to you. But this experience is one of the reasons that I became very passionate about the YouTube Changing Lives project. YouTube Changing Lives is an association of YouTubers who are dedicated to assisting one of our favorite YouTubers, Judalicious, who I've linked. Okay, it's probably somewhere around there. Judalicious runs a program in Argentina to provide soft palate and cleft palate reconstructive surgery for children for free. These are children who will not get better next week. These are children who, without help, will not be able to turn to their spouse and say, "I love you." They will not be able to effectively communicate with their peers. They will not be able to have casual conversation with friends. They'll not be able to sit in front of a webcam and share their thoughts and ideas. YouTube Changing Lives is dedicated to providing some much-needed assistance to an already proven and successful program of treatment for these children, so that they will be able to speak. Sometimes we have to lose something, even temporarily, to gain an appreciation for how precious it really is. And hopefully we have the wisdom and insight to recognize that this precious thing that we have lost for maybe only a week is something that someone may go their entire lives without ever having. We have an opportunity as individuals to make a difference. At this stage in the project, one of the most important things that we can do is talk. Talk about the project. Talk about its importance. Now, obviously, if you're seeing this video, you're on YouTube. You're part of YouTube. Maybe you have a video channel of your own, and you would like to talk about this on that channel. If you don't post on YouTube, maybe you have a blog, and you'd like to talk about it there. But right now, one of the most important things we can do in order to help kids get the ability to speak is to speak. Whether you're a blogger, a YouTuber, or just an avid fan of one or the other, I would ask you to start speaking about what speech means to you. Make a video, make a blog post, and link the YouTube Changing Lives channel so that people know where to find information where they can make an effective contribution. We've spent countless hours in conversation working out means of making sure that every donation is an impactful one, that every donation or t-shirt purchased or teddy bear purchased does have a direct and meaningful impact on the ability of Aesthetic Argentina, Judalicious' organization, and its ability to provide the gift of conversation, the ability of communication, to a child who would otherwise be denied it. As you talk with others, as perhaps you post videos of your own, I would ask you to think about what the ability to speak means to you, and think about how marvelous it is that we have an opportunity to share that gift.